there wasn't just pyramids in the Western Hemisphere, there was also mounds. Now there are also pyramids, but mounds are made out of dirt. And in North America, what they tend to find was mounds, and still around today. And very few people even realize that these exist. But these were the pyramids, and didn't make them out of rocks, they made them out of dirt, but they were still massive engineering projects. And there's hundreds of these in North America. And they've gone back into older cultures, the Hopewell culture, and particularly in around Cahokia, which is an area near today's St. Louis. So on the Mississippi River, where three major rivers, a confluence of three major rivers there. Now that was a society that around the year 1100 is considered to be larger than London, England, so it was a good-sized place. And as most of us think, well, North America didn't have these big places, these big cities, but really they did. And it was a area that served as a meeting place for cultures from many different areas, because it's actually three or four different types of cultures that bordered on that area. So it was a place of trade. It was a place where people would come to do some of their spiritual pilgrimages, and they had several mounds in that area called Cahokia is the name of the place. They did have several dozen mounds, and most of them are just smaller, pictorial, but they had one large mound. So all throughout North America, and these mound cultures, as they're called, or the Mississippian mound cultures, a whole part of North American history that goes back prior to a lot of the cultures that Europeans met, but still growing upon those cultures, just like as it happened everywhere around the world, of course, but what happened especially in the Andes with the Incas and some of the other areas. Now in North America, we tend to think of them as pretty primitive people. That's the worldview that's out there. I mean, that's the entire Western Hemisphere too, but then we have a cognitive dissonance with the fact that, oh, they have these big pyramids and these big engineering projects that they did. So, but North America, we tend to leave them out of that, even more so as figuring they're just a bunch of tribal sort of backwater people that didn't have any advancements. But when you think of it, does it make sense that there's two areas of the world? There's the Eurasian landmass and there's the Western Hemisphere landmass, the two main land masses. Does it make sense that 20,000 years would go by and one of them would come up with all these advancements, and they would have had all the technology and everything that we built our civilization on up to today? So one would come out that way with all the advancements. The other one would come out as a bunch of primitive savages, or running around out in the woods with their diaper on, as I always say. It doesn't make a lot of sense. And in fact, that is not the way it happened. All around the world, advancements tended to happen around the same time, with differences, ebbs and flows. Some areas are higher than others, or a little earlier than others, that type of thing. So, but that doesn't make a lot of sense, the worldview that I grew up with anyway. Okay, that's all for now.